Hey guys, welcome back to another Halloween look. I'm super excited for this one and you guys were too. So of course I'm going to be prepping my eyelid first and I'm using my P.LOUISE base in the shade Rumor Number 2. Nothing new here, you guys know this is my jam. I use it in every single video. It is so good. And I'm using a Morphe brush to blend this out. This brush is perfect for this purpose. It is amazing. It's really going to help to give you that even layer of this base to make sure that it's nice and blended and that you're not going to get any creases when you go in with your shadow after applying the base. So the palette that I'm going to be using today is the Jeffree Star Cremated palette. This is the only palette that I have in my collection that has these really beautiful cool tone shades. It is so gorgeous and so unique. So the first shade I'm going to be using is the shade called Grave Digger. Super pretty, like deep gray tone, and I'm actually going to apply this into the socket of my eye. And basically in this part I'm just showing you guys how I would usually do a black smoky eye. So I always usually start off with a deep gray color into the crease. This is just going to help so that when we do start to use that black eyeshadow, it's just a little bit easier to blend. So I did do that. I did pack on the color, and then of course we want to blend this out. So I am going to be going in with the shade called Wednesday, which is also a gray. It's just a lighter gray than Gravedigger. And I'm going to be using that lighter gray just to go ahead and blend out the darker one. This is just going to help so that way we don't have any harsh lines. We want everything to look nice, blended, and blown out because remember, this is still a smoky eye. So once I did that, I did go in with the shade called Hearse, which is probably one of the most pigmented black eyeshadows that I have used in a while. It is so pigmented, it's so rich, and it's so blendable, which I find there's a lot of black eyeshadows out there that are pigmented but they're not as blendable, and this one is just amazing. So basically all I do is just pack this on my lid, and then I do go in with a tiny fluffy brush just to kind of marry the crease with the lid, if that makes sense. And this is honestly how I found the easiest way to do a black smoky eye. So after I went ahead and did that, now I need a shade to put in between all those grays and the black. So I did go in with the shade called Solemnly Swear, and the major difference is this one here is a little bit deeper than Wednesday, but it's a little bit lighter than Gravedigger. So it was the perfect shade to put in between the black and those grays that we have in the crease. And this was just amazing. They all blended well. Nothing got muddy. I loved it. And then I just took a small fluffy blending brush and I just made sure that where that eyeshadow actually ends, it looks nice and blended and blown out because like I said, we don't want any harsh lines. That is a point of a smoky eye, for it to look smoky, blown out, really nice and blended and just really beautiful. So I did do that really quickly, and I do this with all my looks. And anytime you do any type of blending after you have applied your lid shade, you always have to go back in and reapply it. That's with any eyeshadow just because it kind of gets faded, and we want that black to be super pigmented because we are going to be kind of like extending the spider legs out of that black smoky eye. So after that, I'm going to go ahead and apply some mascara. Of course, I'm using my favorite mascara ever. This is the KKW Beauty Black Mascara. It is so good. I love it. I really hope she comes out with some more shades. I'd love to get it in like brown. I think it would be beautiful. Anyways, off topic. I did go ahead and apply some mascara, and then I'm going to pop on some lashes really quickly. I'm using a pair of BEVERLY Cosmetic lashes. This was the last time I was actually going to be able to use these pair. These are just like done. I threw them out after this look, and unfortunately they do not carry this style anymore, so I'm not even going to tell you guys what style it is, but any wispy full lash will do. And that's basically it for the eyes for now. So moving on to the face. I did pop on the contacts off camera. These are from the brand TTD Eye, and I will leave them down below in the description box because I also have a coupon code with them if you guys are interested. And then for primer, I'm going in with the Laneige. This is their Glowy Makeup Serum. You guys, this stuff is so nice and hydrating. It feels so nice on the skin. It's so smoothing. I love it so much. It's so good. So I went ahead and just prepped my skin with that. And then for foundation, of course, I'm like in the zone at this point, so I didn't show what I'm using, but I am using the Beauty Creations Flawless Stay Foundation, and this one in particular is in the shade of 4.0. But as always, down below in the description box, I will put everything that I used in today's video as well as the shades for each product if they actually have a shade. So I love this foundation, super full coverage. And then to cream bronze, I'm going to be using my Milk Makeup Bronzing Stick. This one is in the shade Baked, and I am using my Rare Beauty foundation brush to do my cream bronzing. So I don't love this brush for foundation, not gonna lie, but it is the perfect shape that it just really hugs your cheekbones. It's great for cream bronzing. I love it so much. I can even cream bronze my nose with it. It is bomb. So I went ahead and did that. And then for concealer, you guys know I have to use a tried and true. This is the Jouer Essential High Coverage Concealer in the shade Cream Cafe. This is one of my all-time favorites. So I did apply it, and then I'm going to be setting it with my collab powder. I do need to show you the powder before I start to blend her out because, girl, once I blend out my concealer, y'all already know I need to set it right away because I crease like crazy. So I am going to go ahead and blend everything out. And for this portion, I am using a beauty blender. I just prefer a sponge to blend out my concealer rather than a brush. It's all personal preference, whatever works for you. And girl, look at the coverage of that concealer. It's amazing. So then I'm going to go ahead and set it in place. Like I said, I'm using my Collab Set the Stage setting powder. Such a bomb powder. Then to set the rest of my face, I'm going in with the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. This one is in the shade Medium, and I'm just going to lightly set my entire face because we are going to be doing those spider legs, so it's super important that your face is nice and set because if not, the liquid liner that we're going to be using will just slip and slide everywhere. To bronze up my face, I'm going to be using the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish, but this one is in the shade Dark Tan. You guys see me use this all the time, and I'm using my huge Jaclyn Hill brush from Morphe. Favorite brush to do a really nice blown out bronzer. And then for blush, I'm going in with the LA Girl. This is their Island Hottie palette, blush palette actually, and it's so beautiful. I'm also using a like stipple brush rather than a dense brush because I wanted the blush to be nice and kind of diffused. So then for highlight, I'm going in with the MAC highlighter. This one is in the shade Whisper of Guilt. Such a beautiful highlighter. I love it so much. Even though you don't really see the highlighter in this look, that's okay. So let's go ahead and move back into the eyes. So I'm going to first do my lower lash line. So I'm going in with the One Size eyeliner. I believe this one is in the shade Bodacious Black. If it's not, like I said, everything will be down below in the description box. So be sure to check there if you guys are interested in any of these products. And then I'm basically just going to go in with the shade called Hearse. And I'm going to pack this onto the lower lashes. And you guys see me do this method all the time. For the lower lashes, I usually like to start off with the darkest shade and then work my way to the lightest shade. So then I'm going to go in with the shade called Eulogy, which is a really nice gray. And I'm just going to use this to kind of blow out that black eyeshadow. And then if you guys ever noticed when you put black eyeliner in your waterline and you try to put it on the lower lash line, there's always like a little gap that you can see. It's never like fully pigmented and black. So basically all you want to do is add some shadow to the waterline and it'll connect that lower lash line color and the waterline. Just a little tip there. So for my inner corner, I did want to brighten up that area. So I'm going in with the shade Casket Ready, which is not a pure white, but it's also not a cream shade. It's like a cool tone white. I don't know how to really like describe it. It's kind of like an eggshell white, and I just went ahead and popped that in my inner corner really quickly. And then of course to finish up the eyes, I'm going to go ahead and apply some mascara. I'm just using the same KKW Beauty mascara, and then we're going to start on the spider legs. So I'm really excited for this next part. I hope that I'm going to be able to explain it the right way, so let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so of course I went off camera just to do one eye so I can make sure I knew exactly what I was doing. And then this is me. I was having a whole like karaoke moment, you guys. I think I was listening to Beyonce. That's the only time I'm this hype, when I'm listening to Beyonce. So after I did the other eye, it needed some more black shadow, so I went ahead and did that really quickly. And then to actually make those spider legs, I'm going to be going in with the ColourPop Cream Gel Liner. This one is in the shade Exit. It's just a white eyeliner, and you could have used the nude for sure. You wouldn't have seen it as much, but that was my problem. I tried it with the nude and I could not see the lines for the life of me. So the white worked perfect. Even if I did make a mistake, I was able to blend it out. So yeah, like I said, with this liner, I'm just going to be drawing out those legs, and this just makes it easier, and it also brings down the nervousness of making a mistake if you just went in with like a black liner. And you can also like change it. You can rearrange how you want the actual legs to go, where you want them to curve. And as you guys can see here, I did make a few mistakes, and you honestly just take your finger and rub it away, and you just continue. Super easy and very simple. Everyone's spider legs are going to come out different. You do not have to do it in this shape like mine. This is just what I wanted to do, and I really wanted them to look like they were kind of connecting across each eye, so that's why I did that. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue just drawing out the spider legs. You want to make sure that they are connecting to that black eyeshadow, so that part is super important because you don't want to look like you have floating spider legs, you know? So once I pretty much drew out all of these spider legs and I knew exactly where I wanted them to be, now it is time to make them black. So I'm going to be using the Kara Beauty liquid liner. This is their waterproof liquid liner. This is such a bomb liquid liner. I just discovered how amazing it is just recently during these Halloween looks. If you guys watch my channel, I did do like a spider web kind of look. That was my first kind of Halloween themed look, and I was going through liners like crazy in that video. Picked up this one and it was amazing. It's so good. It never runs out of ink. It's not too liquidy and not too watery. But yeah, I love it. I also have a discount code with Kara Beauty if you guys are interested. Like I said, all my codes will be down below in the description box. So basically what I'm doing is I am just following that same white line that I created just now with the black. So the only thing is, as you guys can see with the white liner, it's just like a thick curved line. So with the liquid liner, because it's more precise, you can actually make the end of those spider legs look nice and pointed, kind of like a spider leg would actually look. You know, you want it to look as realistic as possible, but you also want to just have fun with it. So I did go ahead and do that, and this part is definitely time consuming because, like I said, you already have on your base, you already have your full face done, so it's like any little mistake, like you're done. It's done. So I went ahead and outlined all the legs. This is what it looks like, and now all you do is basically just fill it in. So moving on to actually filling in the spider legs, as you guys can see here on the other side, there is white spots, and basically that's just to give the legs some dimension. So you want to leave that space. So you guys can see that I'm filling it in, but I'm kind of envisioning in my head exactly where I want those white highlights basically to be, and you do not want to fill those in with black because they're not going to be as prominent when you put the white. If you have a black underneath, it's just going to get all mixed together and it's going to be a mess. So definitely leave those spaces if you guys are looking to do like these white pieces on the leg. So for those white little spots that I did put on the leg, I'm going to be using my NORVINA Cake Liner Trio. This is the one that has the orange, white, and purple, and it's basically a water activated eyeliner. So very simple and easy. Just spray a little bit of water in there, and I'm just using a tiny detail brush. This one is actually from my local craft store. This is from Michael's. It was super affordable and perfect for this. So I basically just added on the highlights, and that was it. So after that, I am going to go ahead and do some shadowing. So I am going to be using the shade called Inheritance from the Cremated palette, and this is also something that I'm going to try to explain to the best of my ability. So you want the shadow to be the darkest where the leg is ending and actually on your face. Does that make sense? Like where it's actually touching your face, that's where you want it to be the darkest. Almost like when you look at your shadow outside, the shadow is always darkest at your feet or against your feet, and then everything else is lighter because it's further away. So that's the illusion that you want to give. So you want it to be super dark where the leg is meeting your face, and then you want it to be lighter once it's getting towards the actual eye. I hope that makes sense. So basically that's why I left so much space in between the legs, because you are going to be adding the shadow, because the shadowing is super important for this look, because this is what's going to make it look really nice and realistic, and it's not going to look just like the spider is just flat to your face, you know? So after I did that, I did get some black eyeshadow all over my nose. So a really quick fix is basically just adding a little bit more concealer and just blending it out with the brush. Add some more face powder and you are complete. And after that, girl, this look is done. I'm super obsessed. If you guys didn't know, I actually did this look a few years back. This is an updated version, upgraded version, and it came out so good. So I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.